the gentleman from Iowa, Mr. Latham, and the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Pastor, will control 30 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Iowa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, today I present H.R. 2610, a bill providing fiscal year 2014 appropriations for the Department of Transportation, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and related agencies. The THUD bill conforms with the 302B allocation of $44.1 billion in budget authority and is in line with the House budget of $967 billion. Under such an allocation, we prioritize programs and spending, and we're able to achieve three very important funding goals. First, meet the OBLIM funding levels for the MAP 21, the authorization bill, the highway authorization bill, keep the commercial airspace running smoothly, and preserve and renew housing option for all HUD-assisted families under lease in fiscal year 2014. Mr. Chairman, I imagine today we're going to hear a lot about the budget and the sequester, and I'll tell you I agree. We need a deal. We need a deal that resolves the irresponsible MEDAX approach to the sequester and provides a top-line budget number that addresses concerns about taxes and spending. But the Budget Control Act is the law, and no matter what number we'd like to write this to, the law gives us $967 billion to fund the government. You get there either by across-the-board cuts or by prioritizing the funds available. I think we all agree that continuing across-the-board cuts is not the answer. We've seen examples why. Earlier this year, across-the-board cuts caused air traffic controllers to be furloughed, consumer convenience to be sacrificed, and air safety to be endangered. In April, the House voted on a strongly bipartisan basis, 361 to 41, to tap unspent FAA funds and put these air traffic controllers back to work. Mr. Speaker, we know that across-the-board cutting is no way to run a government. Considering there still isn't an agreement on the sequester or a top-line budget number, it's imperative that we realign the funds we have available to ensure DOT and HUD have the resources they need to care for the population and infrastructure of this nation. This is a chance to make sure the must-do priorities are addressed. I assume we're going to hear a lot about infrastructure investment, and I will tell you we fund the authorized programs at the authorized program levels. I assume we're going to hear a lot about housing needs, and I will tell you we retain housing option for HUD families currently receiving assistance protecting the most vulnerable. We are operating under an open rule, and I hope we can keep the debate and amendment process moving along today. We will be taking points of order against amendments that would increase our allocations or authorize on an appropriation act. Let me re-emphasize to people who are going to be offering amendments that we will enforce points of order. I'd like to thank my friend, the gentleman from Arizona, and the THUD ranking member, Mr. Pastor, for his comedy and willingness to discuss what would be possible under a $44.1 billion allocation. I'd also like to thank Chairman Rogers and Ranking Member Loy, plus the members of the subcommittee and the committee, and especially the subcommittee, for their hard work and commitment to this bill. And speaking of subcommittee members, I'd like to give a special word of congratulations to a new and valued member of the Appropriations Committee, the gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Jamie Butler, and her husband Daniel, recently welcomed their first child, a beautiful baby girl, into their family. This sweet girl is a miracle and a testament to the faith and hope that her parents have carried over recent months. We offer our continued prayers for their strength, the wisdom of their doctors, and the joy of this new family. Mr. Chairman, I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman